Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be between UCSD and UCI, the fourth set. It's a recast actually. Didn't get the recording captured on the first time I cast this live, so you actually see some of my text in this match. Bottom left hand corner for UCSD we have RandomKorean, aka Luke. I might slip and call him Luke several times during this match. I did it the first time through. Bottom right hand corner we have Polar for UCI. He's going to be the red terran. UCI, if you guys are curious, a lot of people are like UCI, UCSD. It's the UC system actually here in California. UCLA, UC Berkeley, part of the same group. So different colleges, but all part of the same overall system, except one in San Diego, of course, and another one in Irvine. Anyway, Polar starting in the bottom right-hand corner. And RandomKorean, yeah, usually, as his name suggested, played random, but he had to stick to a single race for this CSL, so he decided to go with zerg. But he really knows this matchup really well. He knows terran on the opposite side, kind of the versus zerg matchup pretty well. So a really intelligent player tends to be a little bit cheesy here and there, but he pulls it off really well and is really smart with his cheese, I think. Pretty good with his micro overall. And I'll show you guys the map. I'll try to cast this the exact same way it did the first set. Anyway, 6 o'clock location, we have an island map. You also have a natural expansion, which is pretty Ling friendly, because you can see how large that expansion is. Also, you can mine back these mineral fields, and that'll open it up for you. 9 o'clock location, or you can open up that later, get access to your mineral only. But as you can see across this map, there's a couple expansions here, top right, otherwise, but almost everything is really exposed, and you got kind of this layered ramp thing in the middle, so you really can't take additional expansions unless you have a big map control into the middle of the game. You just you get extremely punished. You can't really sit back and defend. Looks like that front door getting harassed. A lot of people were talking, I was kind of looking at the comments, are like, back in the day when Ride of the Valkyries was a map and being played, 2-hatch Muta really wasn't the same, and now 2-hatch Muta is going to dominate on this map is really what I heard the talk being. But honestly, I'm more curious to see Neil Mech, which looks like we're going to see from Polar. You can see he's taking his gas now, specifically because it punishes everything that Zerg can do to kind of counter Mech this map. Usually, to counter Mech, you need to do basically a couple of things. Usually, you want to try to expand everywhere and just try to outmass them, but as you can see, that's difficult on this map. You go take expansions out in the field, it's going to leave them vulnerable to vultures, first of all. Additionally, and it's just going to be hard to defend them in general. Beyond that, really drop, I think, is the other key thing, which I think is the better option for RandomKorean to go. Or the third option is just to build a big mass attack, go kind of all in the early game. And wow, 2 SCVs off. This is actually going to cost a lot of mining time right here, especially when there's already this third scout in here. But yeah, these 2 SCVs, okay, looks like now they're coming back off the line. And actually not bringing that barracks back. I think that's not Ling. I think Lings can actually penetrate that, but we'll see. RandomKorean looks like he saw everything he wanted to see. He's going to bring that Overlord back. He knows he's going up against Mech now, and I think he opened up with a 12th hatch here. Again, ill, not paying attention as well as I do usually. And what are we, 3 minutes into the game? Whatever. Anyway, a couple links being produced to kill that initial SCV. It looks like he's going to go with 3 hatches here to open up, and then he's going to have, well, I guess that's more to create a blockade against that first vulture. If you can plan a couple additional buildings around the way, that'll definitely help out. Also needs to make sure that he kind of guards this back mineral field, because it looks like there's already 8 minerals off of it with that initial SCV. So Polar actually doing a good job with that initial SCV already, and he's already got that first. He's actually building 2 factories to start. Not quite sure the logic behind that, but that's gonna delay any upgrades off that, and that's also gonna delay no armory. Anyway, we'll see how that works. He's also got that first Marine being produced, sending a second SCV out in the field. Looks like that first SCV was killed by that front Zergling. Wow, I get lucky with those a lot. Let's see if these Zerglings are going to catch that additional SCV as it comes out in the field. But anyway, the additional option for Zerg players is just to try to smash the Terran player as he comes out to try to take that natural expansion with just overwhelming force and then just push and end the game right there. So essentially an all-in attack with usually a combination of a lot of Mutalisks and a lot of Hydralisks. And we'll see if RandomKorean decides to opt for that. And there's that first vulture being produced. Second hatchery, and the vulture might be able to sneak through here. Unfortunately, this is a lot like Destination, except kind of inverted at this stage, where the vulture can come all the way around or just get kind of in that back corner and do some damage there. And there's the Zerglings able to sneak through that front. Looks like they're going to get a Marine kill and do some disruption in here. The vultures coming out just in time. 2 vultures coming out in time to deal with these Zerglings. So RandomKorean's going to know these Zergling, know this is coming at the very least, and he gets a pretty good scout. He definitively knows what he's going up against. And speed first, huh? So speed first with the vultures. I'm not quite sure what the logic behind getting vulture speed is. on this map. I really don't think it's necessary. Maybe it's just to make sure that they can, because really I think saving that gas and getting your Goliaths out sooner is more advantageous than having vultures able to cover a larger area more rapidly, because you don't really care. No, this is going to be close. It looks like that SCV is going to be able to open up this back mineral before it's killed. But nice on RandomKorean, actually just running up and putting down an evolution chamber, which it looks like he's going to need anyway. And he's had to invest pretty heavily to cover this front door as well. He does have a single Hydralisk scout to help in case these vultures try to sneak through. But maybe he's going to try to do run by. But really, I don't know that the 100 resources and the 100 minerals are worth sneaking through. Wow, both of them getting killed right there. And the drones coming off the line. Very nice on RandomKorean. Beautiful. And that's what I was talking about. He's got some excellent micro. Loses one drone, and that actually puts him economically ahead. That was 3 vultures for a single drone. Very nice exchange right there in his part, and plus the speed, which looks like it's already finished, and the mines. That speed is more or less completely worthless now. He's going to have should have some additional Hydralisks to help deal with this front door. And yeah, that speed will help keep an eye out on those additional expansions out in the field, but really vultures without speed would have been able to do that as well. And it looks like we're now seeing that spire. So with this lens, we'll see if he decides to go for more the economic style, and if he takes another additional base and maybe goes for drop, or if he just decides to build a lot of Hydralisks, a lot of Mutalisks, and tries to punish it that way. And interesting enough, it looks like Polar was really worried about the Mutalisk counterattack, so he's going to plop down a lot of turrets. And this is kind of the disadvantage of, again, going so many vultures to start, is that leaves him very vulnerable to the next portion of the game. He's got to put down a whole bunch of additional turrets, which is just going to slow his economy down, because he didn't have that going armor first. He didn't have the Goliaths out to help cope. This is also going to delay him from taking his natural expansion for a bit of time, because he's not going to have that Goliath army to press out and really cover and defend and take it. Anyway, a couple mines being planted out here to just provide some scouting, some coverage delay. One thing RandomKorean is going to have to be wary about is these mines across that top field. See, this is what I would have done to start, is if you're going to go vultures and you're going to go an upgrade first, just go the mine upgrade and plant it across the field, and don't worry about if you can sneak them by. Yeah, try to sneak them by, but otherwise don't count on it with the vulture speed. Anyway, it looks like a couple mines being planted on that high edge right there. The barracks once again lifted off. He doesn't have to really worry about the zerglings coming through. When just plopped down a whole bunch of turrets. He's also got a couple Goliaths there, but he shouldn't be facing too much of a harass to start here. A couple Mulisks, yeah, there's a couple Mulisks are going to be produced here in just a moment. And that should keep that gas alive, but looks like they're just going to try to harass that corner. I think they actually might have been able to sneak in and get a drone kill, and even though they would have taken maybe a hit and maybe even one of them might have died on that sunken colony, I think disrupting that gas time might have been worth it. And a couple Scourge being produced. Maybe a little bit worried about a Valkyrie switch after seeing just the vultures instead of the Goliaths, expecting a switch back to Medic Marine, but we are in fact going to think RandomKorean might be thrown off a little bit by that, and seeing the vulture speed to start and the heavy vulture thing, and not seeing a turn back to Medic Marine essentially. But he's going to run up with the Mutalisk harass, leave these vultures attacking his front door. It might end up he's not going to lose that gas, but might lose some damage there. And Polar being very defensive, RandomKorean actually needs to pull off this. He's not going to accomplish a lot. Loses one Mutalisk already, and needs to preserve his Mutalisk, but it looks like he's going to go in, and he's actually able to take out both turrets, able to take out one Goliath, but still I think if he's going to go in, unfortunately what he's doing, he just lost 2 Mutalisks, and what he is doing right here is he's essentially he's got to wait. Ouch! I'm going to take some more damage. He's got to wait on losing a third Mutalisk, so a really bad attack right there. But essentially, he's got to wait on Polar no matter what, because the opportunity he's going to have is when Polar lifts out and has that Goliath army exposed at his natural expansion. That is when he needs to attack. He can't just run an attack prior to that. Yeah, you can knock some Goliaths down, which will buy him some time, but ultimately he's got to wait either way, and losing the Mutalisks just it means less of an army to attack with when that time comes. Anyway, and losing a couple Hydralisks as well. And this is really detrimenting that portion of the game I was talking about if he wanted to go in, and he's actually going to have to opt for another plan right here. I think he's lost too many units. He's not going to really have it to deny that natural expansion, crush that army, and take the game if he decided to go with an all-in. Looks like a couple of tanks being produced right here as well to try to provide some support. But again, this is just going to continue to delay that natural expansion for Polar, which might play a little bit more favorably for RandomKorean. Basically keep that economy rolling, keep that large mass army rolling, because Polar can't really move out across the field until he has a dominant force, just such an overwhelming force that it can't really be opposed. It looks like he's going to be able to delay that natural expansion even further. And additionally, Yeah, what do you... Ooh, loses